KK Java Tutorials. In this video tutorial, we'll talk about JSL feature in Java 9. So first of all, we'll start to learn all the concept related to JSL, and finally we'll jump into the practical example. Yeah. So let's start. So guys, first of all, let's try to understand what is JSL in Java 9. JSL is an interactive Java shell tool which allows us to execute Java code from the shell and shows output immediately. That means, let's say if you want to teach someone Java, right? Then in Java 9, you have provision to write your code on JSL itself rather than going typing your code on some kind of IDE or notepad, right? You don't really require some kind of IDE to learn Java, right? So directly you can use JSL, right? And you can see your output immediately within no time. Yeah. JSL is a REPL tool and run from the command line. JSL is also represented as REPL. REPL stands for read, evaluate, print, and loop, right? That's the full form. Now let's talk about the why we should use JSL. Right? What are the advantages of using JSL? Then when we talk about the advantages of JSL, reduces all the efforts that are required to run a Java program and test a business logic. That's the first key point. The second key point, if we don't use JSL, creating of Java program involves many steps. Let's see what are the steps involved. Let's take an example. If you want to print a hello world message simply in Java, then first of all you need to create a class. Within that class, of course, you required a main method, and within that you required print a statement, right? And finally you need to close the main method, and finally you have to close the class. So look at the number of lines of the code. There are 5 lines of the code, so at least you required to write minimum 5 lines of the code to print just a welcome message, right? If you have a package name, then you have almost total 6 lines of code. So you need to write a 5 to 6 lines of the code just to print a hello world message, right? If you use JSL, then you don't really require to create class and method. Directly you can basically execute this statement, system.out.println on JSL, right? And directly you can see the output. So now time has come, let's jump into the practical example, right? So here thing is that how to start JSL. So before try to start JSL, make sure that you have installed Java 9 on your machine. How to install JDK 9 on Windows already I have covered in the previous video tutorial, so you can go and watch. There I have taught how to download, install, how to set the Java path and all, right? So first of all, on Windows you have to open command prompt, and after opening the command prompt, what you have to do here, just you need to type JSL, right, and press enter. Then here you can see we get the welcome message, welcome to JSL, right? And version is also showing 904. 904 is the JDK version. And here you can look at this command prompt has been changed from normal command prompt to JSL command prompt, right? So now here let's say first of all we'll learn how to print the welcome message. Let's say I would like to print the hello world message. Then you don't really need to write a Java class and inside that method and then print a statement. Directly you can do system dot out dot println, right? Println, and of course you need to write your message hello world, right? And putting semicolon at the last is basically completely optional, right? So here you can see I get the message hello world. So completely I can execute single statement. Even if you do not put the basically semicolon at the end, then still it should work, right? So that is the first thing we learned, right? How to print the hello world message on JSON. Now thing is, can we create a basically can we create a variables in JSON? So guys, one thing I would like to highlight over here. So whenever you type JSON, right, and you press enter, then one new session of JSL gets started, right? So this is the one session of the JSL, right? So whatever things you are typing on the JSL, that will be preserved for this session. Once you close the command prompt, then thing is going to finish, right? If you want to save your work on somewhere in the file, and at a point of time you can start from there, then those things we will see in the next video tutorial. That also is possible, right? So now, can we create variables? Of course you can create a variable. Let's say I would like to create a variable int a equal to 20, right? Then you can see the message, 20 has been stored into the variable a, right? It is showing, right? Now if I can print this value as well, right? I could print this value as well, right? So value of a, if you try to print, then it is showing 20, right? Now one thing I would like to highlight over here, whenever you create any variable, right, and putting semicolon at the last is a completely optional, right? If you do not put the semicolon, still it should work, right? So let's say I'm going to assign, let's say, sorry guys, let's say I'm going to variable int c. Why int always? Let's create a float f equal to 20.5, right? So if you do not put semicolon, that's also okay, right? So now next thing, let's say if you create some variable, let's say I'm going to create one of let's say I create just I'm going to 500 variable. I'm going to type over here and printing enter, pressing enter. Then here you can see what happens. JSL creates a temporary variable, and that your value gets stored into that temporary variable. This is nothing but the ID or variable name, you can see. And now you can, in system.out.println, you can access this variable, right, with this name, this temporary name, $7, right? And if you press enter, then here you can see I can print easily 500, right? Now next thing is that can we create some kind of expression? Yes, you can create any kind of valid expression, or whatever expression valid in Java, all kind of expression you can basically execute on the JSL as well, right? Let's say I have a variable a and b. I am going to check is a greater than b. Then let's see what it is saying false, right? So if you do the exactly opposite, of course we are expected to get the true, right? So any kind of expression here, a greater than b, I'm going to check, and let's say or b greater than 0. Of course we are expected to get that true. So any kind of valid expression, right, you can easily execute on the JSON, right? Now next, let's move ahead. Can we create method, class and interfaces on JSL? Yes, of course we can create. Here good thing is that when you use JSL, then you don't really need to create a class to create just a method. Directly you can create a method. Let me show you. So here I am going to create like a method public void let's say welcome, right? This is the method name, and method starts over here, and let's say just I'm not going to write very complicated method, but just I'm going to print one statement inside this method. Of course you can write some complex method, right? So, let's say I would say hello Java, right? And here method, okay, closed, right? So saying that created method welcome, right? Now method is created, but how we can call it? It's very simple. Simply you have to give your method name welcome, right, and semicolon, and press enter. Here you can see method is getting called, but putting semicolon at the last as usually, that's basically optional, right? Even if you do not specify semicolon, it will work. Hello Java, right? So that's how you can define a method. Can we create a class? Of course you can create a class, right? So let's see how we can create a class. So here you can create either public or default class, not a problem. So here I'm going to create a class. Let's say hello public class. Keyword you have to give class hello, right? And of course class starts here, and here inside that I'm going to create one method like public void, let's say test, right? Of course you can pass some kind of parameter, you can write complex method, but here just for simplicity I'm creating very simple method. It's called test, and here inside this just I'm going to print one statement. That's it. And here just I'm printing test, okay, and then method closing, and class gets closed. Now saying that class is created. Now class is created. Now how we can call its method, instance method? So it's so this class is having one instance method. So first of all, to call how to call this method, first of all you need to create an object of this class, how you create in Java. So hello s is equal to new hello. So that way I can create an object of basically hello, and I have a reference value h. Now I can use this one to call its method, right? So test, and here you can see this method getting called successfully, right? That's how you can create a class. Of course you can create interfaces as well, you can try yourself. Interface can be created as well, right? Now thing is that one more important command I would like to discuss over here. So guys, whenever you create a variable, you create a method, right, you create a class, then if you want some more descriptive message, then we have a command is called set feedback, right? Something is called feedback. If you press enter, then this command is having different modes, like concise, normal, silent, and verbose, right? By default mode is normal, and that's the reason when you create any variable, then you do not get any descriptive message, right? Any description. But if I set the mode as verbose, and now if I create any variable, let's say I'm going to create one string. Let's say string name equals to kk, then you will see some more descriptive message it will display, right? And here you can see created variable name is string, but this kind of message was not coming earlier. But if once you change the feedback mode as verbose, then you get the more descriptive message. So that's the advantage of setting a feedback mode. Now let's move ahead. Now we'll talk about the package imports, right, in JSON. As usually in Java, java.lang package is considered as a default import package, right? So whatever classes, interfaces, and constants are available in java.lang package, you don't really need to import when you work on Java, right? But when you work on the JSON, then there are almost 10 packages that comes under the default imported package, right? By default 10 packages are imported, and can also be imported any package by the using import basically statement. Then how we can check what are the packages the default imported package? So for that we have a command /imports, right? Simply and press enter. Then here you can see there are 10 packages considered as the default imported package. So any of the class interface or constants using from these packages, that you don't really need to import. That's the advantage. Like util, all the collections classes are present in the util package, right? Collection classes, interfaces. So if you are using any of the classes, interfaces, or constant from java.util, you don't really need to import. Similarly, from IO package or math package or net package, if you are using, then any classes, interfaces, or constants are using, you don't really need to import. But if packages are not listed over here as a default import, then how we can import those packages? Let's say I would like to use some interfaces or classes from the java.sql, right? So of course, if that is not there, that doesn't comes under default imported package, then you need to import it explicitly. So for that you have to write import, then package name like java.sql.star, right? And if you press enter, right, then again you need to execute this command /import, and then here you can see now uh, in this list there are 11 packages, right? And 11th package is the java.sql, which we have imported, right? So now once you imported java.sql, then all the basically things present under this package you can use easily, right? So guys, that's all I wanted to discuss in this video tutorial. In next video tutorial, some more tricks and tips, more tricks will talk about the JSON. So please be there please be over there with me, and thank you so much for watching this video.